Hey guys, and welcome back to, I almost said Shadow Tower, to Shadowrun Hong Kong. So where we left off, we were trying to solve a murder, or a series of gruesome murders that are happening. They're being caused by someone who seems to be oddly in control and unemotional about the whole thing. We've been talking to the locals around here. We've had two things. Someone tipped us off to some Red Spear people in a parking garage that may have information. And we also had someone saying, hey, go get the keys from the council, try to check out this person named Magpie that no one was really mentioning up till now, and see if you can find out information from them. But I'm still going to continue to make my rounds, because there's at least two more people around here I should probably talk to before moving on. This dumpy-looking man is busily hawking a variety of grilled spherical treats of various sizes. Some are sold individually, some are skewered on sticks, and some are packaged up in sets of 4 or 6. A sign on the front of the cart reads, Keita's 1 yen yatai. A cacophony of small trid screens are attached to the cart, each playing a different trid show. Interest you in some dango? Takoyaki? Maybe a nice nikuman. There's a pork bun with a Japanese twist. Any kind of tasty treats you can imagine, I've got it. Maybe some curry fish balls are your speed. Keita will give you your heart's desire, providing that desire is on my menu. Let me have some dango. It's only one new yen anyway, and maybe if I pay for something that he can give me, he'll be more cooperative and forthcoming with answering my questions. Oops, my physical body is phasing through that staircase. Oh well. Your wish is my command, good sir. Keita deftly pulls one of the dango sticks out of the cart and drops it onto the grill. A small robotic arm slides out of the cart and begins turning the stick until the balls of rice flour are a toasted brown color. Lifting them from the grill, Keita dips the entire stick in a tub of sticky brown sauce before handing it to you. The snack has both a sweet and salty flavor, reminiscent of sesame seeds and soy. The balls inside are pleasantly warm and surprisingly chewy, a bit like eating raw dough but without the attendant chalky taste. Keita leans back, studying you intently. The trid projections from his cart cause his face to be lit in a constantly shifting array of rainbow hues. So, what brings you to Wampo Garden, my friend? Somehow I doubt it's just the street food. I'm looking into the killing of the Wampoan elders. Keita shivers, wrapping his arms around his buddy. I've been hearing a lot about that. Haven't looked too closely, though. It's just none of my business, you know? I'm noticing the trend where everyone says that. Like everyone says that. Got any thoughts on the murders? Yeah, ignore them. Keita shrugs indifferently. I saw the crowd down at Tong's Sensory Carnival earlier tonight, but I didn't know the guy very well. I'm a Trid fan. He liked The Sims. Not a lot of crossover between us. What can you tell me about all the people here? We're tech heads, deckers, riggers, Trid pirates, and everything in between. If I had to define this place, I'd say it's Asia's mecca for people like us. As for the elders, I can give you the basics. I'm a small fry, so we're not exactly on social terms. Ing's some kind of crazy tech witch, she summons up spirits and casts spells, works as a spiritual center of the tribe. She's a lot craftier than she seems, too. She says this mother to everyone act. Oh, she has this mother to everyone act going on, but I've watched her manipulate people into doing all kinds of stuff they wouldn't normally do, and they thought it was their idea the whole time. Magically, you mean? No, I don't think so. She's just real good with people. Ape's a killer, addicted to cybernetic implants. He always has to have the newest and freshest gear. The funny thing is, I've never seen him fight. I kinda get the impression he's a coward. He'd rather let one of his buddies handle a problem than do it himself. All I know about Tang is that he loves drones and does a little decking. Frankly, I find him kinda boring. All he talks about is neural networks, dark knowledge, and the evolution of machine learning. Like I said, boring. Interesting, we have someone that actually said all the negatives of all of these characters and what their dark sides might be and their vices, as opposed to everyone else just either liking them or not liking them. This person actually has new things to say. What's on all the Trid screens? Keita beams and gestures excitedly at them. You like them? I love Trid operas. Chinese, Korean, Japanese, Indonesian, it doesn't matter. This way I can watch all my favorite shows without missing a beat, and I can work at the same time. Pirated Trid is my other business. I rip the streams into the Matrix, tap right into the corporate feeds, and resell them on a chip out there. Kita's face falls a bit and his enthusiasm wanes. I wish you could pay the bills, but my food cart's a lot better at that. I don't know why, but most of the other Wamponans don't seem to like the sim over Trid. They don't know what they're missing, though. One episode of 1,000 Cranes of Autumn, and they'd be hooked for life. I'm just at the part where Rin was confessed her love to Takayama, but he's got to get his mech suit into the front lines of Mars so he can be with her. So he can't be with her. Downright heartbreaking, I tell you. Sounds like an interesting show. Alright. Eyes twinkling, Kita leans forward in breathless excitement. Oh, you have no idea. 312 episodes chronicling the noble mech pilot and the tumultuous love affair he has with the space station governor's daughter. The pathos, the majesty. The Battle of Lagrange. One spans 5 episodes just by itself. For some reason, I guess it didn't resonate with the wider public. I don't know why. Who doesn't want to see a Trid show about a giant flying robots, love, betrayal, and spies? I've got to stop myself before I get carried away. Was this something you needed? I'll see you later, Kata. He sounds like a One Piece fan. Hey, buddy. You might be my last stop. Your name is Damago. This man has a tired, world-weary demeanor about him. His eyes track your movements with a penetrating, critical precision. Something about him, the lines about his eyes perhaps, makes you suspect that he's seen a lot of terrible things happen. He lifts his cup of Chief Soykaf as you approach. Let me guess. You're the freelancers the elders are paying to look into the murders around here. How'd you know? You've got the right kind of eyes. Like you're looking for something, and you don't seem to trust anyone. Outsiders don't generally wander around Wampoa Garden without an escort. I have an escort of 3 people. Does that count? Locals don't make them feel too welcome unless they've been invited. There's only one reason to be inviting Shadowrunners out here. Call me Demergo. I'm not one of the Wampoans, but I've been here long enough that they don't think twice about me being here. Demergo drains the last of his Sokiaf in a large gulp. So what have you found so far? You're awfully curious for a random guy. Professional courtesy. I used to be with the New York Police Department as part of their thaumaturgical research division, I think. Part of the CSI branch, except I did the magical investigation while the other guys pulled prints and checked blood samples. Demergo tosses the Sokiaf cuff towards the nearby garbage can. It bounces around the rim and it rolls inside. When I hear about the shit like this happening, I keep my ear to the ground. Old habits, you know? So why aren't you investigating it? Elder Ing asked me to look into the killings after the first murder. She couldn't afford my fee, though, so it took a pass. It's not just the money, either. Demergo shudders, folding his arms across his chest. You see that stuff day after day. You pay a price. It eats away at you. You know what it's like to feel all that sickness and anger every day? To be asked to pick up a murder weapon and relive somebody's death. Feel it going back into your neck. Feeling going into your neck. Pleading in a voice of a dead woman for a killer to spare you. These days, I'd rather interrogate the living. Thanks. That sounds awful. Awful. It's more than awful. It's a goddamn nightmare is what it is. One I couldn't wake up from for a long time. Sometimes you have to cut and run, start fresh. At least now I can pick my own jobs. I can read objects. It's called psychometry. Little trick I managed to pick up. Don't really know how I hold something. I can tell you what happened to it, who owned it, how it killed someone, if someone loved it or was afraid of it. Useful, but it'll tax your heart. And before you ask, no, I'm not going to read anything you find. I've already told Ing that I don't want any part of this. You want a device? I'll give you that. But I'm not getting drawn in further than that. So aside from that, is there anything I can help you with? What do you know about the murders? They started a couple weeks ago. Elder Gon was the first to go. That's why Ing asked me if I could look into them. He's ripped apart. Arms wrenched from their sockets, skin flayed away with a razor-sharp knife. The rest had been the same. Whatever did it sure didn't care about it being a clean death. Demergo lowered his voice, leaning in towards you so that you can hear, only you can hear. Funny thing is, the Hong Kong police force was out here a few weeks ago before that. Maybe a month ago tops. I know that doesn't seem like much, but the Wampoans don't usually let police in here. That by itself is odd enough. But it gets even stranger. The officers were loaded for bear too. Big guns and heavy armor with NBC seals, the works. They went into the parking garage near here, and there was some kind of gunfight. Never made it back out. When backup showed up, the Wampoans chased them away. Why would they let cops in and then chase them away? That's exactly the kind of question you should be asking, and that the elders refused to answer when I asked. Demergo shrugs. Go ahead and take a look yourself if you want. Watch out, though. A gang's been taking up residence in there, dealing drugs and BTLs. They call themselves the Red Spear. Not too violent if you don't push them, but be careful what you say. So that's definitely another hint that I'm probably going to be heading into that parking area with the Red Spears. Might have to end up fighting them if I'm not careful, but that's probably where we're going to find some important clues. Gonna check that one Magpie's place first, though. What can you tell me about the Wampoans? I don't know much. Even though I've been here almost 2 years, I'm an outsider. They don't really accept anyone who's not as much of a tech nut as they are. I'm just the crazy mage that lives down the road. Demergo pauses and looks off into the distance as he collects his thoughts. Ip's got some heavy-duty cyberware. Basically an enforcer for the rest of the council. He doesn't seem to set much policy. Ing is a shaman that worships machine spirits. It's all a bunch of hokum, if you ask me. Magic is magic. Whatever you want to call the source is fine by me. But don't ask me to believe me in the great spirit of electronics. As for everyone else, they tend to be an okay bunch. A bit strange, but that's fringe culture for you. They scrounge tech, rebuild it, sell it off. Some of them even have their own auto fab shops. Their stuff's pretty high quality too. People from all over Asia come shop here. If they need something rare and unusual, tight-knit little community, all things considered. Tong wasn't afraid when he died. He was caught by surprise. Demergo arcs an eyebrow. That's not what I would have expected. With the amount of mess at each scene, the victim should have left behind a hell of a lot of fear and pain. Are you sure? Very sure. Tong died tonight, so the astral signature hasn't had time to fade. There was only a sense of perfunctory accomplishment. Then it sounds like this wasn't a crime of passion. A planned attack would have that kind of resonance. In my experience, it's possible the gore show is to throw off anyone looking into the actual reason. Demergo closes his eyes and starts to nod. Yeah, if I wanted to kill someone and get away with it, I'd try to point the finger at some kind of monster. Demergo opens his eyes and smiles a thin, humorless grin. Basic Investigation 101. It's usually the simplest explanation, but don't discount other possibilities. You think the mess wasn't incidental? It's a possibility. Ask yourself this. If the mutilation happened after Tong's death, why would a killer perform that kind of ritual? Serial killers who engage in that kind of ritual don't feel perfunctory about it, in my experience. It tends to feel more like they're taking communion. It's as religious or a sexual feeling most of the time. If this didn't feel that way, I don't think the killer is actually pathological. See you later. Oh. Last person I checked was the most professional and useful person here possibly and has direct feedback to something I found. Good to know. Time to check in on the Wampoa, get this key, and ask them a lot of questions about things they haven't been telling me about up front. See how they like the fact that I'm asking these questions now. Was that person there before? Were there people just hanging... I don't remember there being people just hanging out around here originally. Let's check. Maybe I just forgot. Min Vuong. The owner of the shop barely looks from his PDA while greeting you. His tone is one of immense boredom. Welcome to Minfeng Matrix Materials, aka MVMM. What can I get you? Show me what you have for sale. Looks like he's not much of an NPC. Alright, so decking abilities, as to be expected. And a drone repair kit. That's it. Alright, bye. Gonna get out of here. Well, maybe that's why I didn't see him originally. Not a big deal. Just another person that wasn't gonna talk to me until it was clear I was invited here. Rainbow. Oh, portrait this time. This woman sports brilliantly hued hair that shifts colors, scintillating with every passing moment. She is powerfully built, a natural athlete, or someone who works out a great deal. Notably, a large shotgun rests on the arcade cabinet next to her. She affords you a short glance as you approach. When she speaks, you note a peculiarly lyrical accent to her voice. Those are cruel words to put next to each other. Make me say Arlyly. R-L-Y-L-Y-R. That's the spelling of the two words put together. Ah, that's just mean. Something I can help you with there, friend? You're throwing off my game, and I'm trying to beat my best score. Tank Wars Europa. I haven't seen one of these cabinets in years. The woman's mouth twists into a wry grin. Aye, me neither. Managed to find this one near net by accident. But I hear the music and thought, hold on there, Rainbow, you know that tune. After a few moments, Rainbow's game is suddenly over, her tank obliterated by a barrage of air-to-ground missiles. She hisses her breath and through clenched teeth. Ah, piss on your mom. A right robbery that was. Right then. Rainbow shakes her head again and turns to face you fully. You don't seem much like Wampoans. They're all a mite touched, yeah? Maybe you are too, but you don't advise it like they do. Advertise it like they do. What's your story? I'm looking into the murders that have been happening. Ah, that's some nasty work. Bodies hacked up. Chunks bitten out of them. Maybe show you're loaded something big and ugly, that's for certain. Where are you from? I can't place the accent. Born and raised in Dublin. Down by the banks of the Liffey. It's just not easy sometimes. Spent most of my time there in early life, working security in the sacred spaces, you know. Historical sites, or undeveloped land. The green movement was big in those days. It was a bit like being a park ranger. But sure didn't beat some dead-end desk job. Spent a lot of time with the country Dublin and Wicklow. Always loved animals. Found out that being a ranger put me close to them. It was a good time, yeah. Making sure the budding new species like the bogies and centaurs didn't upset the ecology of the Wicklow National Park much. Always kept the nastier bits of the from running amok across the popular areas. This is a lot of words to take. The Useg? Wow. Isn't that a demon horse? Ah, that's right, they're cannibal horses basically. Nasty buggers dragging people into bogs and drown you. Sometimes people call them kelpies on account of the water plants popping out of them. Alright, bye. Nice to meet you. Enjoy your video games. Anyone stashed back here? There could be line of sight problems. Nope. Alright. Oh, right, this little back room here. Oh, there's another person, of course. Wing K Kwok. Welcome, sir. Welcome to Kwok at Lihar, home of the finest clothing in Wampoa Garden. I am the owner, Master Tailor Wing K Kwok. How may I serve you today? I didn't expect Wampoa Garden to have a tailor's in it. Many people don't. There's a mistaken impression that we Wampoans are only interested in technology and the Matrix. But even technologists need clothing, don't they? And many of us are in lines where we've added protection as required. I myself am a materials scientist, as well as a keen follower of fashion trends. What kind of material science? Fiber related, of course, primarily aramid fibers, graphene composites, and dilatants. It affords me a certain unique perspective when designing clothing that is not only beautiful, but defensive as well. I specialize in high fashion body armor similar to the kind crafted by Securitech or Vashan Island, but with much more personal touch. Show me what you have. Those are clothing. Ooh. There's It's a 4 armor ballistic suit. A tailored suit interwoven with graphene aramid composite fibers lends an air of quiet authority and class. So 4 power armor costs almost $1,000 though. There's the street monk outfit right there that I'm already wearing. Alright, interesting. So there definitely is a better option there, but yeah, I'm broke. Bye. Alright, that's all we're gonna find around here. Now, let's look in the whole key situation. Is there anything I can do for you, the handyman? Why did you let the HKPF into Wampo Garden last month? Tang is taken aback by the question. For a long moment he says nothing. When his composure does return, he speaks deliberately and with great care. We generally don't let the police into Wampo Garden, it's true. But in this case, we made an exception. Police were very polite and offered to look the other way for some of our deals with the Loho Joa pirates. They also made it clear that if we refused, they might not only take an interest in our deals with the pirates, they would call in special duties unit and force their way in. We have repelled the Hong Kong police force before, when they tried to push us around. We could probably drive off the special duties unit as well, but the cost in blood would be too high. Ying shrugs non-committally. Since they weren't hunting a Wampoan, we saw no reason to refuse their quest. Who were they hunting for? They didn't say. When we didn't ask. The HKPF isn't exactly forthcoming with their business, and we've found that the less that we know about their interests, the safer Wampoa Garden is. When you take an interest in the police, they'd return the favor. As far as I know, they went into the parking garage. There was a gunfight and the police never came out. We showed up a few hours later, looking for their missing officers. We didn't let those in though, we just delivered what was left of the bodies to them. Why didn't you let them in? We were willing to allow the group of 4 in because they asked politely. When the reinforcements arrived, there were over 30 of them. We couldn't risk the rest of the police setting up camp in our streets. It would have been a circus and disrupted the lives of our business. Why didn't you tell me about Elder Magpie disappearing? Why would we have? Her departure from the Wampoans isn't related to your investigation. It happened before the killings began. I'm certain she's just off sulking somewhere. Ying's tone was profoundly indifferent. No doubt she'll come waltzing back next month, all full of attitude that the life dared to go on without her asking permission. You never even slightly considered that maybe she could somehow be related to the murders, because she disappeared right before they started? Maybe? No? Okay, fine. If she does, we'll welcome her back. Despite our problems with her behavior, her skills make her extremely valuable. I've taken over maintenance of our Matrix infrastructure in her absence, but I'm nowhere near her level. The best I can do is ensure nothing breaks down until she returns. I'd like to look around her shop. Do you have the key? Yes. There's a lot of sensitive equipment in there, including our community servers. We don't let anyone who's not one of the Wampoan elders in there. Why would you need to look around in there? Wow, so a lot... Oh no, I can't get the key without those skills. Charisma and decking. So if I had high decking, I could say Magpie's automated systems might have access records for the killer's wireless devices. If I can get a dump of the access logs, I might be able to find the killer. And Charisma will say, listen, you want me to find a killer? If I'm going to do that, I need to explore every possibility. It's too bad that Isabel's not cutting in. Oh well. I guess I don't really need to go in there. I'll be going now. Well, we didn't accomplish jack shit. So I guess, as someone who doesn't have certain skills, and certain points in strength and body and stuff like that, I guess we're gonna have to go deal with some red spears, and my lack of charisma will likely lead to them getting mad at us. And that just means it's gonna be important for us to just try not to die against them. That's fine. Alright, so get the key to Magpie's shop, can't do that. Investigate the parking garage, which is up here? Sure is. Alright. I'm gonna go ahead and do a quick save before we go into what could be a combat scenario, and we'll see how this parking garage situation plays out. Alright, parking garage acquired. No, what the fuck am I talking about? Acquired. That's not the right word for that at all. Alright, so... those look like they could be the spear people. Maybe if I go this way first, I can avoid an immediate encounter with them. Oh, this looks like a dead end to me. Alright, well... looks like I have to walk straight through them. I'm sure they'll be psyched to see me. As most people are in this game. Alright, guys. Don't make a big deal out of it, okay? Just gonna sneak on through. Oh, no. Red Spear Ganger. That's far enough, guy. The woman hefts her weapon, tossing a nod towards the gangers behind her. This lot's our turf. If you're looking for a fix, you're welcome to trade. If you're not here for business, clear the hell out. You try and wander around on our turf, we're gonna have to air you out. So what do you say? You looking for a little pick-me-up? A little nitro to give you some pep? Maybe you want some chips, take the edge off. You want it, I got it. Show me what you have. Might as well take a look at what they have before we straight up potentially fight. So jazz. Does that look like a cracker? It does look like a cracker. A combat stem that gives you +2 quickness and +1 AP for 5 rounds. Damn. Popular with the mercenary groups. Alright. Just a bunch of combat buffs. Could be handy. It's something. There's definitely something funny about the fact that she's selling stuff that helps you in combat, and then we could potentially start fighting with her in a moment here. But we'll see how this goes. I did save recently. There are a lot of them, which is concerning. Ideally, I would like to not fight them because of the sheer number of them. Although I am kind of itching for a fight just from a gameplay standpoint because it's been a while. What happened in the fight here? As far as I know, some police showed up looking for somebody and got in here. All of them got killed. Whoever they were after is long gone by the time we showed up. Used to be a lot of Wampoans living here. They all cleared out, muttering about ghosts and shit like that. Have you heard anything else about the murders? Nothing much. Ooh, get a key for the storm drains. Find out what the red... Okay, we know what they know now. We just need to go to the storm drains. Nothing much. I'll tell you what, though. I've got a guy named Kang. He was down in the storm drains last week. Something was moving down there. Big, too. Man-sized. But it wasn't speaking any language Kang understood. Kid beat feet back here as fast as he could. Dumbass dropped his storm drain key on the way out, though, so you want to go looking for whatever it was, you have to find a new key from someone else. King stole his from a city worker. We gotta go talk to the guy that's hanging out outside the murder room because he has keys for that kind of stuff. Who else might have key for a storm drains? There's a guy named Porter Lamb who got the keys to pretty much everything. He's somewhere between a cop and a handyman. You had also mentioned some elf woman with crazy colored hair who managed to scam a key. He said she hunted paracritters down there, devil rats and shit. Let's not immediately antagonize them. Let's head out. We got a lead, and that's something to follow up on. How many is that? Like 6 people or something? Yeah, definitely outnumbered, especially since we're like in direct line of sight of getting shot for the most part. Alright, so do I talk to color hair girl or the cop guy? Huh. Let's just talk to Porter Lamb. Why not? He's right here. He's our first lead. Need anything else? Do you have the key to the storm drainage system? Sure, why do you ask? Drop a gun down a grate or something? Following up on a lead on the killer. In that case, take the damn key. You'll have to forgive me if I don't want to go down there with you. New objective, search the drains. Alright, cool. Porter peels an antique Yale-style key off a key ring and hands it to you. Knock yourself out, man. There's an entrance up by the Jade Mountain restaurant. Can't miss it. See you later. Hey! We're making clear and noticeable progress on this topic. Sweet. I love that when you click far away, your character runs faster. You just need that feature to double-click on a door to instantly open it. Alright, now we're headed. We're on our next target now. Some kind of creatures down here. This might not be worth it though, because we're pretty. Oh, it does. Interestingly, the searching the storm drains is mandatory. It's not one of the optional quests. That's interesting because we've established that the killer is probably not a monster. So going down here seems almost pointless. It looks like we have. It looks like it requires us to do that anyway. Ooh, what's here? Body parts. The disgusting pile of stinking human remains smells strongly of blood and the first stages of decay. The arms, legs, and organs here are heaped together like stacked firewood, leaking blood and gore across the floor. The parts contained therein, appear to have been sliced away from the parent body, rather than torn or bitten. Judging by the clean edges of the cuts, the blade used to sever these parts was extremely sharp. This is a whole world of messed up. Handyman. Isabel takes a moment to suppress a retch. You think the killer stashed these here? They're stacked. They've been organized. This is our killer, alright. Looking closer at the pile, one part stands out. It's a severed forearm. It's covered in tattoos. Words in a Slavic language and a shining lighthouse adorn the forearm. Ring-like images are inked on each finger. On the back of the hand, there's a skull inside a square. Whoever owned this arm isn't likely to be a Wampoan, so as the tattoos look like they were poorly drawn and inked by hand, rather than a machine. Most likely, Russian criminal tattoos. So now we have a Russian murder victim. Just to add to the long list of things we're finding. What's in here? There's our storm drain. Despite the darkness, you see something glitter at the end of the drain. At the edge of the drain. Looking closer, it appears to be a necklace chain of some sort. It's become caught in the drain's grate, narrowly avoiding falling down the deep pit. Take the necklace. Lifting the necklace out of the drain, you turn it over in your hand. It's a simple silver pendant on a chain. The silver pendant depicts a long-tailed bird in flight. A magpie. Well, that's interesting. What have you done, magpie? What have you been up to, you disappearing potential murder suspect? Anything down here at all? Looks like camera's not pointing that way and nothing's getting revealed, so I guess there's nothing there. Any of you named Magpie when I highlight you? No? Alright. It's pretty suspicious they're here by all the body parts. They're probably up to something. As you round the corner, you hear voices speaking just loudly enough for you to make out coherent sentences. The speakers are definitely not local. They speak with a slight Slavic accent, and their clothing is heavily armored. Around them are a number of crates and boxes, all mostly filled. It looks like the group is packing up. Yaroslav says the boat will be ready tomorrow morning. He's gotten everything arranged with the port authority. We move the goods to his warehouse. He'll handle loading them onto the ship. And you can get paid for that right there and then. The orc spits on the ground. I'll be glad to be done with this filthy place. I will too. I hate having to hide these damn drains. It stinks down here. I can't hear the devil rats running around. I can hear the devil rats running around the walkways. It's a mess, and it's disgraceful. We shouldn't have to put up with this bullshit. And Alexander, he still isn't back from his little trip. We'll have to leave him behind if he doesn't get back soon. I know, Galena. Until Audrey says that we're in the clear from the triads, we still can't be seen in the goods. We can't be seen with the goods on the streets. They'll find us. They go back to Vladivostok They find us. We go back to Vladivostok in sausage casings. Those red dragon Mudaki don't screw around when it comes down to protecting their turf. Who knows? Maybe Alexander is stupid and they caught him. Either way, we'll have to lug this crap through the drains for a few clicks. The orc woman sniffs the air suspiciously, and her eyes dart toward the dark tunnel you stand in. Before you have a chance to get out of sight, she locks eyes with you. I immediately regret the voice I tried to do here. The orc lifts her chin as she regards you, cracking her knuckles. What have we here? Curious little pests? Come looking for things that don't concern him. What do we do with pests, Galena? Galena puts a hand on her shotgun's barrel. We break them, Vasilisa. Vasilisa. Wow. Alright. Was not ready for that name. We break them, Vasilisa. And then we hammer the spike through each of their throats so that anyone who sees their bodies knows not to meddle in our affairs. I suggest you stay where you are, pest. The Wampoan elders know I'm down here. You start a fight, you're going to have every drone and cyber junkie on those streets crawling up your ass. Some of the cockiness goes out of the Russian woman's eyes. She shifts back and forth nervously, shooting a glance at the orc. Finally, she lifts her shotgun, sighting down the barrel. You think we're afraid of those little worms? You think we're afraid of you? Don't make me laugh. We could be out of here before they even realized you're missing. You think those crazy chipheads will give a shit about what happens down here? I don't think so. Duncan sneers at them, spitting on the ground. Make a move, shithead. Give me a reason to put you down. You thugs think you're so hard, I kill trash like you every damn day. I don't care what you're doing down here, or what you've stolen. I just want to find the person murdering the Wampoan elders. You think I give a shit about what's going down here? None of that concerns me, so why the hell should we let you live? Oh, can talk about Alexander, or I can threaten them. Oh, Jesus. I mean, wow, etiquette gang. Andrew is obviously the Vor here. You're just enforcers, and he doesn't want a scene while you're in the Wampoan garden. Academic, look around you. These storm drains act like resonance chambers. The exits on the streets will be like a mouth of a trumpet. They'll care if you hear gunfire on their turf. So I could talk about knowing where Alexander is, which is that's when you unlock by doing something. Strength. These other ones are ones you unlock by having stats. This bottom one is just what you're stuck saying if you don't have anything else. I kind of want to do the strength one just because I haven't had a chance to do a stat-based roll for a while now. So strength 5. Try it. I'll feed your face to your friend over there. Galena's eyes go wide as you speak. You think I'm scared of you? If you aren't, you're an even bigger idiot than you seem. Stand down or face the consequences. Shit. Galena lowers the shotgun, though her posture remains wary. You don't care what we're doing. I have a job to do. This is incidental. So what do you want from us then? Is there anything you can tell me about the murders that I might not know? You think we get out a lot? I wouldn't have even been there. I wouldn't have even known there were murders if I hadn't bothered to come out to get some Sokioff last week. It's none of our business. It isn't our problem, and I like it that way. So where was your friend headed when he disappeared? He found a keycard at a stockroom located behind Miss Young's Jade Mountain restaurant. He went to check it out, but he thought there might be something valuable in there. A little extra money for the time spent down in the drains, eh? Do you have another key to the stockroom? Yes. Hey, I got a MacP stockroom keycard. Hey, we got her keycard anyway. Suck it, Council. Yes, there were several of them in a box. We just popped the lock off and took them all. Vasilisa tosses you a keycard. That's a tough name. Here. We don't have time for this. We have to move this gear. You want to play detective? Go right ahead. Yay! Is that the exit to the service? Yeah, it is. Hey, I got to use a stat. Also, there's that guy over there, I guess. So that's sweet. Who's that guy? Those are just goons. All right, you guys keep doing what you're doing. See, you get powerful enough, you don't even have to punch people anymore. Just looking scary is enough. All right, well now we have access to that area, despite them refusing to give me access. Suck it. Gonna go into Magpie's place. Magpie's stockroom. Small enough so far. We found a necklace too, so that's noteworthy. Let's see. Oh, should I be taking that back to them actually? Where's my quest items again? Oh, there it is. Silver necklace has a magpie in flight. Let's check here first. I'll bring the necklace by the council later. It's not enough yet to warrant going back, I don't think. There's food here. That's noteworthy if this place is supposed to be empty. Despite the table's crude construction, an artfully laid meal awaits the owner. Several small dishes are filled with pickled vegetables, while a larger plate is arranged with long slices of raw meat. The meat is a pale pinkish white like raw pork and is covered in a light soy marinade. Poking the raw meat, you discover that it's surprisingly tender. What's more, it has the faint aroma of marinade as if deliberately prepared. Leave the meat alone. I'm not going to just start randomly eating surprise food that I find in the middle of a room. What if it's a trap? Or what if I'm just being rude? Mementos. The box is packed full of odds and ends. It nearly overflows with a collection of knick-knacks, souvenirs, and assorted personal effects. There is no rhyme or reason to the collection of items. They appear to have been thrown in haphazardly. Among the contents are charms of various temples, a wooden mask, and a paper fan. Examine the mask. The wooden mask is extremely light. It's been painted a pale white, and the surface is almost as smooth as porcelain, despite features and lifted delicate features and lifted eyebrows are matched with bright red lips and delicately carved teeth. I'm getting a lot of sentences in this particular quest especially, where they use basically the same word twice in the same sentence, which is kind of a bummer for as far as writing goes. Oh well. The teeth have been stained a deep black. How about the charms? The small charms are square cloth packets, each approximately 1 inch wide and 3 inches tall. They come in a variety of bright colors and are embroidered with characters for prosperity, peace, wealth, and protection. Inside each appears to be a folded paper prayer or fortune written in Japanese. Examine the paper fan. Unfolding the fan, you tilt it up toward the light to examine it. The image depicts an East Asian city from the 19th century or earlier. Curved roofs at sunset, beside a deep blue river. 2 ships sail down the river, which is in turn spanned by a long wooden bridge. In the foreground, laborers carry buckets along the shore as a man on horseback rides in the opposite direction. In the distance, a pair of large red buildings dominate the city skyline. 1 large temple hall and a 5-tiered pagoda. Leave the box alone. As you step away from the box, you hear a slight click in the distance, the sound of the door's latch shutting. You are no longer alone in the room. Ruh-roh. Who's here? Oh, hello, Magpie, probably. Gaichu. I think I recognize you, Gaichu. In fact, Gaichu, I think you are the character I'm using as the thumbnail for this series, so that's noteworthy. Alright. Wow, he's this little samurai man, huh? The ghoul's blind eyes search back and forth as it regards you. It cannot see you, but you have a sense that it knows exactly where you are at all times. Ah, a hired gun. No doubt brought to bear against me by the Wampoan elders. A means by which they can lift the curse plaguing them. I salute your tenacity, but I wonder, will you hear me out before you raising your weapon to kill me? You're a ghoul, and you're talking? Yes. I am not only talking, I am reasoning as well. And since you have not attempted to kill me, your own higher faculties are engaged. I am a curiosity to you. The ghoul bares its teeth, breath rasping over them as he inhales. You wish to know not only what I am, but what I have done. As for who, you may call me Gaichu. I know who you are. You're the one killing the Wampoan elders. You are correct. I have killed all the Wampoan elders to date, though only Elder Magpie was according to my initial plan. I regret the deaths of the other elders, but it was necessary. So Magpie's dead then. She didn't just disappear, she was the first death. What does Gaichu mean? Harmful insect. It is the name I have taken for myself, since the word is usually applied to pests, especially ones who drink blood, such as leeches and mosquitoes. The first character means injury or evil influence, and the second means insect or worm. So I'm guessing that Magpie created him somehow. This affair began simply enough, as you may surmise. I am not someone who can be seen in public without great risk. Wampo Garden is an excellent place to hide, no police or triad presence, and minimal interest in things that lurk in the shadows. Unfortunately for me, Elder Ing discovered me through the communion with her spirits. Rather than kill me or chase me away, she came to me with a proposition. So, oh shit, Ing hired him and so he was discovered by Ing and then hired to kill Magpie, and now this entire string of murders is happening as a result, probably. Ing and the other elders were having problems with one of their number. An elder named Magpie had been holding many of their plans hostage, and would not budge. They could not remove Magpie, however, because her services were too useful to the Wampoans at large. Ing offered me payment to dispose of Magpie, and I accepted. Wu shoots a sidelong glance, tusks bared as he grits his jaw. Why the hell are we talking to this thing? The handyman. It's a goddamn ghoul, and you know what they're like. Really? What? Pray tell, am I like? Old teeth and claws and bad manners, I expect. Gaichu's tone is amused despite the harshness of his rasping voice. Really? You want to crack jokes, you cannibal? Wu takes an involuntary step forward, raising his rifle. You're the kind of monster that devour a family just because it's convenient. Remember the 162s, handyman? He's just like them. The 162s were a gang, Wu, in the Barrens. Like that makes a bit of difference. Go on then, talk to the monster, but I'm keeping my finger on the goddamn trigger. I believe that we were speaking of the Elder's plans to have me kill Magpie. Or have me kill Magpie. Surely, you must be a little curious about that. I've heard of Magpie, but her shop's still locked up. Naturally, they would keep her servers under lock and key, to avoid the awkward questions about her whereabouts. I was thorough in disposing of her, as our contract stipulated. She was simply to disappear without a trace, a task that was easy enough to accomplish. I disposed of Magpie's body by emptying the blood of her bathroom, in her bathroom. Then, I cut her up into more portable pieces. Those were placed in a plastic tarp, which I took to the storm drains and hid. Gaichu nonchalantly waved a hand, his tone flat and unconcerned. It's unfortunate, but my survival depends upon consumption of raw metahuman flesh. Letting such nourishment go to waste would be a foolish error. But why kill the other elders then? I contacted the elders, not in person of course, and they arranged to exchange payment. I assumed that since the job was done, Ing would be a woman of her word. Baring his teeth, Gaichu hissed the next words across clenched teeth. I was mistaken. I arrived at the nearby parking garage the elders had told me about. Oh shit. So the police were brought in specifically to wipe him out. They'd cleared out the other Wampoans under some pretense, though I'm not sure what ruse they used. The elder never showed up. Instead, several members of the Hong Kong police force arrived. They were more heavily armed than usual, so I suspected they knew something of my nature. I heard about the fight. You expect me to believe you took upon a police squad and won? Of course. I have survived as a ghoul for some years now, on the streets of Hong Kong. If that isn't evidence of my tenacity, I doubt any words I could say to you will change your mind. A betrayal of that sort cannot stand. Not only was I not paid for my time and effort, the Wampoan elders treated me like a common animal, and I am so much more than that. Reputation is everything, and I had none. I had hoped to build a network of contacts so that I would be able to continue finding work, but with that treachery my hopes were dashed. I decided to become the monster that they feared. One by one, I have eliminated them. They know how to contact me, and could have ended their nightmare at any time by making amends. I would have asked for more money, but I would have ceased my hunt. Yet they did not. Instead, they contacted you, no doubt asking you to eliminate me where the police had failed. So I ask you, what now? What will you do? Will you attempt to finish what the wampo started? Or will you treat me with the same humanity I have shown you? Let me ask some questions. Well, I can't say that I predicted much of this happening. Alright. Very well. What would you like to know? Did you eat the elders? Some of them. Not all. My condition requires that I consume raw metahuman flesh. I do not require a great deal to survive, perhaps 3 to 4 pounds per week. Consequently, there are vastly more supply than demand. Why would the elders have you killed instead of paying you? Any number of reasons. They are notorious cheapskates and will always try to save money when dealing with outsiders. It could be their natural inclination towards profit. They may regard me as subhuman and therefore unworthy of respect, and it could be that they felt I was too dangerous to allow to live. It could even be that they simply do not like me. The net result is the same, however. They reneged on a deal that we brokered and attempted to have me killed. A message must be sent. Blood must be paid. As they have hired you to kill me, they have obviously not learned their lesson. If I let you live, what will you do? Kill the rest of the elders, and anyone else they sent to exterminate me. It is a matter of survival. Should I ever have the opportunity to work freelance again, potential employers need to understand the price of betrayal. These murders are my curriculum vitae in revenge. I've made my decision, which is the only option anyway at this point. Alright, so this is interesting. He's killing people, but street samurai are just a thing in this universe. And at least from my understanding, like, this all seems to be a matter of honor. This seems to be a pretty normal part of culture. And I'm not necessarily the best guy in the first place. I'm a criminal and a prisoner, and I'm willing to go on a bunch of missions that are probably going to get a bunch of people killed just to find the people that have wronged me. So I'm not exactly the most morally pure character in this game, which is kind of fun. And so I don't know if I do want to kill this guy. I'm a little bothered by the fact that I'm being manipulated, and that this entire contract is me being tricked to go after someone where they already knew what was wrong and they actually caused the whole thing in the first place. It's a deceit. Come and work with me. I can be your face. A curious offer. And what of the elders? Will you allow me the satisfaction of killing them? Huh. I want to see what they have to say first. Huh. I would counsel you not to believe their words, but you have the sound of one who is wary as a matter of course. Very well. Let us wait until a bit later in the night. Most of the pedestrians will be off the street, and it will be easier for us to approach the wampo without being noticed. Sounds like a plan. Well, things are getting interesting for sure this episode. Alright. So now the time has passed, and now that I have a creepy ghoul samurai in my party, let's see how this next scene plays out. I'm sure they'll be happy to see me. Oh yeah, everything's certainly cleared out now. Where y'all at? Oh, you look like you have a drone with you. See how this conversation plays out. I'm sure it'll be very peaceful. Oh, the little police friend is their helper police type dudes here. As you approach, Elder Ing's eyes widen, her mouth falls open, and the veins of her neck bulge. What are you doing? You've brought this thing into our home. Quick, kill it before it kills us. Porter hefts a pistol warily, but does not aim it at anyone. Yeah, I have to say, this isn't a good idea. Why the hell is a ghoul in here, and why is it wearing armor? Calm yourselves. I am not an it, as your elders knew this intimately. Gaichu bares his teeth in a rictus grin as he turns to face Ing. Good evening, Elder Ning. Elder Ning. I can smell your fear, and I'm glad of this. It means you are learning the price of betrayal. Whoa, what the hell's going on here? Could someone explain to me why the ghoul is talking? Gaichu had a contract with the elders, and they betrayed him. You dare accuse us of conspiring with the monster and covering it up? You're insane. The very idea is preposterous. Porter nods with the elders, looking back at you with wary expression. I'm interested in hearing what kind of evidence you have to support this theory, handyman. As far as I can tell, this monster killed Tong and the others, and that makes him a threat that should be eliminated. The elders hired Gaichu to kill Elder Magpie and made it look like she disappeared. You believe this vermin? This creature that feasts on metahuman flesh, that kills and dismembers our tribesmen? You are a naive and foolish man if that's the case. Ing spits on the ground in front of Gaichu. What proof do you have that Magpie is dead? Ing, please. In matters where an elder is accused of breaking our law, the other elders generally judge them. In matters where all of them have been accused, I am authorized to act as a judge. Make your case, Shadowrunner. I found Magpie's necklace in the storm drains. Porter takes a moment to examine the necklace. He nods at you. This is definitely Elder Magpie's. If you found it in the storm drain, that's suspicious, but hardly proof on its own. Of course it's not proof. The number of things lost in the storm drains in Hong Kong must number the tens of thousands per year, and it's certain that the necklace isn't unique either. She hasn't been seen in a month. Not by anyone. She wouldn't just disappear like that. That may be unlikely, but it's hardly impossible. You haven't established that the elders were involved. All you've done is make suppositions about it. What proof do you have that we hired and betrayed this creature? I won't sit by and listen to idle accusations without any kind of concrete evidence to back it up. What about the fight of the Hong Kong police force? How do you mean? What does it have to do with the elders and the ghoul? You Wampoans don't allow police inside the area. Why make an exception this time? The police were polite and asked our permission to enter. They were hunting a non-Wampoan. That is enough reason for us to allow them in. Porter considers this for a moment and then shakes his head. That doesn't add up, Ing. Why would the police ask for entry now? They've never been polite before, and they've always tried to force their way in here. It doesn't ring true to me. Did you ask them to come in order to hunt down this ghoul? Preposterous. Porter, you know what our community is like. We wouldn't lie over something like this. The ghoul has been lying the entire time, trying to cover his tracks. He's still brutally murdered several elders. That's true. Those murders were vicious and cruel. Porter fixes you with a hard stare. I don't see any way to explain that away. This ghoul is a monster for how he killed Tong and the others. The scene of Tong's murder, like the others, was a deliberate sham. It was made to look more horrific than it was. I believe you. The blood smeared on the walls, the removal of his skin, that's a scene designed to evoke horror, not the scene of an actual fight. Elders, what do you have to say in response? This is a farce. We have dedicated ourselves to protecting the Wampoan tribe and everyone who lives in the Wampoa Garden. Do you really believe outsiders and monsters over our word? We who have only tried to end the killings. You've been duped, Porter, you and this Shadowrunner. I concur. Porter, you know me. You know that the kind of person I am. I wouldn't be party to the killing of another elder. I can't believe we're even entertaining the notion that we have to defend ourselves. We should be disposing of this ghoul instead. Tang narrows his eyes at you, hissing. If you think I'll forget this, you're sorely mistaken. I will not tolerate this kind of insult. The elders were all too happy to have the red spears move into the garage, almost like they wanted to keep anyone curious about the fight away. That's right. Eep, you even told me that you You even told me not to go find out what happened with the fight. You said the Red Spear's gangsters were moving in and to leave them alone. Why would you tell me not to look into it? I was only trying to protect you from the Red Spears. They're dangerous, which is why I wanted to deal with this directly. That's all I've got. Alright. I think I have an idea what's going on here. And? What do you believe the real story is? It's obvious to me that you've only done the minimal amount of investigation. What's more, you've made a mockery of our request to eliminate a dangerous killer. It's completely fooled you. How could you be duped into a flimsy story and believe such a dangerous creature is beyond me? Thank you, Porter. You disappoint me, handyman. You're obviously a fool and a poor choice of hired help. I regret ever contacting you. Wow. I had a lot of convincing points, and he was all like totally on board with all of them. And now it almost feels like a 180 that he doesn't believe me. I guess I must have had to fight my way through the Red Spears to get the last piece of evidence. Very well. In order to protect the Wampo tribe, I sentenced this ghoul to death. I also sentenced the Shadowrunner to die as well, as such a dangerous individual who is so easily swayed could one day turn against us. What? We're sentenced to death for bringing out evidence when you sent us to investigate in the first place? Is that gonna sway Mr. Judge? Now, wait a minute, Ing. Porter, do as you're ordered. We are the elders. With that, Eep raises his weapon. Oh, that didn't sway him either? Porter, I had hope for you. Well, we're gonna have ourselves a fight. I really thought that Porter was gonna change his mind with that last surprise attack, but he did not. Okay. Well, we're very condensed. What kind of skills does Gaichu have? Rushing stream. I feel less bad about killing the elders now because I'm not saying, alright, go ahead and just murder them all. It's like I tried to resolve this the correct way, and now they're attacking me. So now, alright, we're fully free to go make a mess. His skill, Rushing Stream, the opener attack in the water stance chain. What's this thing do? 34% chance of critting. Does it even have a chance of missing? Oh, 97, 80, 86, 93. Let's have you go after Elder Tang from over here. Can I change where you're gonna land at all? Alright, so what's this stuff? Oh, bare hands and then claws? All these different options. Alright, let's try this out. That looks like it hurt a bit. Alright. So now I have water stance of 2 for 3 seconds. Now there's next is the middle attack of the water stance chain. Let's try that out. 43% chance of critting. Oh yeah, there's some damage right there. She's taken a lot of damage already. Probably want to wail on her for a bit to try to finish her off. Let's see. These characters. Burst fire, aim shot. Burst fire uses 3 bullets. Increased crit chance. If I focus on Tang, then we can remove an entire character early on from the fight, reducing incoming attacks. So let's go for that. He down, and that also took out his droid, his drone, which works out great for us. Let's see, the modified fighter of this group is Eep. Ing is a shaman though, so she can heal. Huh. Let's see, Gobbet. Poison, fog, aim, heal, wound, haste. Ooh, I can have fun with haste. Let's give haste. Oh, do I have cooldowns right now? No, that's the cooldown I will have. Let's give handyman extra AP. Duncan. What's your chance of throwing a grenade just right? 99% chance is pretty good. Is that? Oh, there's an extra wave though. It's gonna hurt my handyman. Still, that could do some serious damage. Let's give it a shot. Alright, I took a little less damage from me. Oh, handyman is wounded though. Alright, not ideal. I thought I'd give it a shot. I can do AP damage. And minus the next round. Alright. So let's hurt someone's AP and do some damage here. Alright, so Let's do AP damage on this guy. I still have 3 AP. So he's stunned. I can do a roundhouse kick to hit all of them. Oh, I should probably use this, huh? The killing hands. I should have done that first, my bad. And roundhouse kick for funsies. Oh, it's a cone. Okay. So these two probably. Alright, there's a lot of damage coming out of me. Last person left is this character. Aimed shot on Lamb. We'll finish him off. Alright, most of them are down before we even got a single turn. Holy, is she just running away? Oh, she's taking cover, right. I guess that is what you do in this situation. She's gonna be in trouble. Alright, killing hands. Just go hit her a few times. 26 damage, goddamn. Alright, she's down. In the face! Beanbag shot. 2 AP damage. Yay! Stunned forever. Their entire team didn't get a single attack, did they? Spray and pray, that sounds like fun. Whee! That was pointless, kind of. Do it again! Whee! I don't think we were at much risk here. Aimed shot. Now he's really hurt. This guy does have a lot of hit points. He's the one that's all cybernetically modified. Alright. As the elders fall on the floor, you stop and survey the carnage around you.
It is accomplished. No more betrayers alive. No more worry that others may think they can take advantage of me. Lead the way. I shall look forward to our new business partnership.
Alright. I don't know what the fallout of this is gonna be. We've made a real big mess of things around here. A lot of people are not gonna be happy if they see us again. I don't know how Kindly Cheng in particular is gonna react. Wow. Yeah, we made a mess of a whole area here. I don't know if Kindly Cheng's gonna be like, "You've ruined everything," or "I totally respect what you just did." But I think we're running a little long here, so I think I'm gonna wait till next episode to find out. Thanks for watching, guys. Like always, I'll see you next time, where we're probably gonna go back to Haoi and see if there's any fallout for this, and then pick up our next contract. Maybe talk to a guy or two around town that we haven't seen yet. Thanks for watching, guys. Like always, and I will see you next time.